If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another off-season episode, and I am so excited for today's episode. A couple of you had asked for this, and I'm glad that I can oblige because it's something I would do myself anyways, and I'm going to be going through the cast of Traitors 4, which has been released, so we know who the people are, but I think I'm even more excited about my guest, who, for lack of a better word, I am a fan of, but I will let him introduce himself. And it is Brian Scally. Hi, how are you today, Brian?
Oh, hello. I'm so good. I'm excited to be here. What an honor to talk about the Traitors cast. Yeah, I guess for anyone who may not know me, I generally go by Scally online, but Brian Scally is awesome too. And so I talk about many shows over on RHAP, another reality TV podcast, primarily Love Island and Big Brother. And then also I'm talking the Challenge and the Traitors over on the Free Agents podcast, which is a little podcast that myself and Matt Ligori started, and it's been a ton of fun.
Yes, and you guys, you've been listening to me a long time. You know, I'm obsessed with the Challenge, obsessed with CT, even though that's questionable now. But,
ups and downs.
Yes, ups and downs. We're working on it. But either way, I'm excited to have Scally because Scally is always on the right side of history, for one. I'm usually on his side. And you have your pulse on the pop culture point. Like, what's going on. These people. You try.
I do try.
So we're just going to dive into it. I have the list. And honestly, I'm going to start with the people I don't know, which I think I'm so versed in pop culture. And if I don't know you, honestly, I don't know if you
do we need you?
I want to tell you, but maybe if you know him, then maybe I'm the problem. But let's start with someone named Eric Nam.
So Eric,
yes,
I have heard a little bit about. I think that even from the people that do know him, they're saying kind of a random pick. They're not really sure, and I feel like as someone who is, I would say, what I've heard formerly a K-pop star and now more of a media personality, I think you're not going to get someone huge. Obviously, I'm not expecting, someone from Blackpink to show up on the show. So Eric, I think there is some question of a little bit of why, but I've also heard a little bit of he's a personality. He'll do well. I am not expecting this to be the largest personality on the cast, but at the same time, we need these fillers sometimes,
We do, but okay, so I Googled him, and I think one of the things that came up on Google was he would not even be considered a K-pop idol. And then his last album was 2022 or 13, something, and I'm like, I want to be in the room of the manager who was able to finagle him on the spot. What was the conversation and how did they convince them that, we'll take him?
Who was the agent?
I have no idea. Yeah, and how can I get you signed? Because
there we go.
That was a hell of a job. And I think he'll be playing the Sam Asghari
I could see it.
prototype. I think that's what he'll be doing, but I don't, I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings in there, but maybe he's replacing, we don't have a British aristocrat.
Yeah, that is.
Whole
I've seen
season?
some people saying he might slot in there. And so while I do believe he performs sometimes in Korean, I'm wondering if he is not considered a K-pop idol because I think he also may not have gone through the same training that
Yeah.
many K-pop idols do, and not gone
Mm-hmm.
through the same system. I think he performs in English quite a bit as well. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure if it is just like a technicality or
Yeah.
what is, as far as him not being technically a K-pop idol. But regardless, I think this is someone who will be fine.
Yeah.
They could be murdered and I'll be okay.
Yes. We'll know him after the Traitors, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to another. I know him, but I don't think he's as well known as the rest of the cast, and that would be Ron Funches. Am I saying that right? The actor comedian.
I believe so. Again, also like you, know him. I've definitely seen him pop up,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know him as a personality. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm not watching too many Ron interviews where I feel confident and I can say, this is him as a person, this is how he's going to do. So I
Yeah.
think that the idea of having a comedian on a reality show like this is kind of inspired in that we're probably going to get some decent confessionals. I
Yeah.
feel, we're always looking for a confessional star. And so if that's what he's going to bring and not necessarily being one of the gamers, like that's okay. And if he is
Yeah.
a gamer, well, then guess what? We doubled up and got a great thing.
Yeah. And, we need bait. We need
Yep, there we
people, like you
go.
said. If we kill you, like, thank you for your service, but we don't miss you. So, that's fine. Okay, so those are the only two I would say I wasn't familiar with. So I just wanted
There
to
we
get them
go.
out the way and move on to the people that we actually. That sounds so mean, but the
Yeah,
people
that's fine.
we know and we love. And I will start with Natalie Anderson. I
Oh my god.
mm, mm,
I stand.
mm, like
I love Natalie so much. I'm
me
so
too,
excited.
me too, me too. I still think of the season. Wes was her partner, right? When she had to
Hmm.
leave early, and I'm just, if I had known that was the last time we would see her on there, maybe I would have maximized my viewing and just enjoyed it. Because I did an episode where we talked about Survivor 50, and I said I didn't want winners. I'm not a fan of
Hmm.
the winners coming back, but if I was to make an exception, it would be Natalie to come back. you know
She is, when I'm like asked who's my all-time favorite, she's the name that generally pops up for me. And
Mhm,
partially it's because there are other people maybe on this cast where I'm just like, I start not thinking of you as a Survivor player as much as I
mhm,
start thinking of you as other things. And
mhm.
so for Natalie, like she is firmly a reality TV person. For me, I have
Yeah,
been a day one stan of the Twinnies since The Amazing Race. I know a lot of people were either not watching The Amazing Race or not loving the Twinnies, but for me, like this is my personality type. I love a like a big personality, especially when you
yeah,
can then back that up with a strategic game. I feel like Natalie is just like literally perfect reality television, and
yeah.
so I am so happy. I didn't know if they would go to her this early in Traders casting. Like I wasn't sure that she was top seven names from Survivor that they would go to,
Yeah,
but I think they made the right call.
I think so too. I'm so glad. How do I say this? That we got to know Natalie on her own, because together, oh my God, Tweenie, hey Tweenie, oh God, it was too much. So I'm glad we got to know Natalie on her own, and I think she's gonna do well because she is a threat. But I don't think that a lot of the people are gonna recognize that, and they're gonna think that she's a Survivor person, but she's not a Boston Rob, and she's not a person that we should
Yep.
look out for in the beginning. So I think she's able to skate by, and yay Nelly.
I'm wondering, like, you can look at Natalie and think, oh, she did well because she's really physical and not
Mm,
necessarily because she's super strategic.
yeah,
And so I am very excited there. My only concern is if Natalie is a faithful, is she going to maybe overplay her hand? Is she going to be a little too involved in the investigation and
yeah.
maybe at some of the roundtables? So I'm hoping that she can take a little bit of a back seat early on.
Yes, my fear for Natalie is, for one, people who know Natalie. Natalie doesn't take shit.
Yep.
Someone's gonna piss her off. She's going to pop off and be like, "I know you think I was quiet, but I'm not gonna sit here." And everyone's gonna be like, she is a Survivor player. And then she'll be on everyone's radar, and then they'll be like, you're acting suspicious. And
Yep.
that's when it's going to take her out. Something we didn't do in the beginning, but I just thought about it is overall, this cast was not as as season three. Season three was
Okay.
like, oh my god, I'm spazzing. Who are all these people on here? But generally on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say your reaction was when you saw the cast in its entirety? What was
Hmm.
the star
It's
factor?
hard
Mm-hmm.
because, like, I mean, my perfect cast has people that I'm obsessed with. So, like, it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be hard to hit a 10. There's always going to
Mm-hmm.
be a couple people that I either actively don't like or I don't know or something
Yeah.
like that. So, but in terms of comparing it to the other cast of the
Mm-hmm.
Traitors seasons 1 through 3, for me, this is truly like, honestly, I'm gonna give it like an 8 if we were comparing there. I know a lot of people are not
Wow.
as high on it,
Yeah.
but it is picking like it does feel like the ones that I like, they picked specifically my favorites.
For you.
So
It's
I
just for you.
it literally feels like I was on the casting team, so I'm pretty happy about that. I know that, as you said, a lot of people were super excited for 3, and there were points in 3 that I was excited, and then maybe they brought in a couple people and I was a little less excited.
Mm-hmm.
So I am looking at this right now, and I still am full of hope, full of joy. I'm just hoping all of my favorites do well, and so for that,
Yeah.
it's an 8. Come back to me when they're eliminated, and I'll lower that score.
I mean, I think that's fair. I think for me, I'd say it's a 5 on the wow factor. But I will say something about this cast is I want to call it a niche cast, because
Mhm.
the perpetual question is, how do people who don't watch all of the shows like us watch Traders? Like, is
Yep.
it's still a good experience for them, but I think it's a different experience because we have a backstory, because we've watched all of it and we know what it's about, and we're expecting that same thing. We know what to expect from them. And for people who do watch all that, we know people on here, so we're like, oh, okay, this is this person. But for my friends who don't watch Survivor or Big Brother, I say Natalie, they're like, okay. So
And
it's nothing to them, and we're like, oh my god, Natalie's on here. So I think it's like a wow factor 5 for me. But like for season 2 and 3, you say Phaedra, you say Rob,
yeah.
even though they don't watch it, they're like, oh, we know Rob, and things like that. But I still expect good things. It's still Traitors, so.
That's totally fair. As far as like the general audience, I see why they might be thinking a 5. But for
Mhm.
me personally, they just happened to hit like the nail on the head with a lot of my favorites. So that works
Yes.
out. I think
Yeah.
for people that don't watch any other reality shows, it
Yes.
almost might be better than watching just some because they
Yeah.
can come in and get invested in people individually. Whereas
Yes.
if you are like just a housewife stan or just a drag race stan, God forbid you only have one person on this cast, that
Hmm.
is a lot riding on that one person that you are rooting for.
That is a lot. I like, my listeners know that I have a long-sided, forever one-sided beef with Phaedra. I'm never gonna like her. She is a confessional queen. I'll give her that. My friend who's never watched it and just loves Traders, he loves Phaedra so much, and we
Yep.
have agreed not to talk about it anymore. But it's just,
That's
it's
valid.
just to different ways. Okay, let's move on. And the next person is Yam Yam,
Uh,
another Survivor person also.
Another Survivor pick that I think is quite inspired. I love Jam Jam.
Mhm.
He is one of my new era favorites, one of my favorites, period. And so this is another pick where I was surprised they went with Carolyn last season, but I think that ended up working out very well for them, for the general audience. I think people
Yeah.
were very, very happy with her. And I
Mhm.
think Jam Jam is equally as entertaining. He is such a fun personality. He is also very strategic. So for me, like, I'm thrilled about Jam Jam as much as there are many people who probably don't know exactly who he is.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Scally. Are you the person who rates Jam Jam really high in New Era winners?
I do rate Jam Jam pretty high in my New Era winners. Now, I have not done an official ranking of New Era
Yeah.
winners because I don't know, it's so different from the old school that it becomes really
Yeah.
difficult to start like really putting some quantification on that, as well as like
Yeah.
all of the twist. I find it much more difficult to do so without some degree of bias
Yeah.
and so stuff like that. So I do have Jam Jam pretty high on my list. He's not number one, but he's up there.
As you were speaking, I was gonna say Jam Jam is not. I know my number 1 year winner. It's
Fair.
Marianne, hands down, whatever.
Love.
And, and every time I'm like, oh, Jam Jam doesn't rate high. Then I start going through all the winners. I'm like, oh, but not them, but not them. So I might
Mhm.
have to reevaluate again. But yes, I'm excited for Jam Jam. I think he has the personality for this. I am glad they did not put him on the same season with Carolyn.
Agreed.
Um, I will say where we differ. I'm not the hugest Carolyn fan. I I had problems last season, but yes, but I'm glad that they get to do that individually because they could easily have gone for the relationship that they had, knowing Carolyn's personality. So I'm glad that he gets to do this on his own and get to see just how he plays this out because Survivor and Traitors are different ball games. So it'll be interesting to see how he
I
does.
feel like Jam Jam is one of the people I have the most faith in
Hmm.
as a faithful, in that
Hmm.
I just think he is so disarming as a personality. I
Yes.
think that he really can come in here and just like, I don't want to say Riz, but like he's just gonna like he has so much natural charisma. Like he can just
Yes.
drop that on every single person. I can see like housewives just eating him up. I feel like every single person is a potential ally for Jam Jam. So
Yes.
that is where like I'm not worried for him in the early game. It's just I think it could get to a point of like, well, no one suspects Jam Jam, so we have to get him out at this point.
Yes, I completely agree. Unless someone points out or someone there points out that he was a winner.
Yeah, totally
That
fair.
winning thing is always like, a big deal on that. So, okay,
Absolutely.
cool. And now we have the prototype from Dancing with the Stars. Mark, okay, let me get this out. Mark Ballas is on here. I guess I'm laughing because what is the point of getting a Dancing with the Stars person on here?
I don't really get it. For me, if this was like if Dancing with the Stars was an NBC universe.
After the holidays, there's so much to clean up and get ready for the coming year. This leaves me exhausted and a lot of things falling off my to-do list. It's time to lock in, and Omaha Steaks delivers everything you crave to reset after the holidays. An order from them means having high-quality Omaha steaks on hand at all times. I'm a big meat lover myself, and I always go with medium rare. But there's also plenty of poultry and other options available. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. A family-owned company with over 100 years of expertise in the meat industry. Let Omaha Steaks deliver high-quality proteins right to your door. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their end-of-season sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code YUM at checkout. That's OMAHA steaks.com, promo code YUM. Terms apply. See site for details. Go to www.omahasteaks.com to get 50% off site-wide during their end-of-season sale. And use promo code YUM at checkout for an extra $35 off. Minimum purchase may apply. Thanks to Omaha Steaks for sponsoring us.
Universal show, okay, that
Mhm.
makes a lot more sense because I'm always like, why would you not promote your own talent?
Mhm.
But like, are that many people coming to this show for the Dancing with the Stars person, like the pros? I think that Mark is one of the more popular ones to my knowledge, and I believe
Yeah.
that like he had like a some judging stints on the show, but. Even the people that really like him, I'm like, okay, so what can you tell me about him? And they're like, oh, he seems fine.
He won a couple of trophies. That's
Yeah,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
Um, yeah, the reason why I ask why they're so stuck on getting people from Dancing with the Stars is I personally feel like a lot of shows are missing. I still don't know why we don't have someone from Love and Hip Hop. Like, I
Yep.
mean, there is a lot of people to choose from, from that. My podcast is mainly a Married at First Sight podcast. It is moving to Peacock this fall. Why are we not getting anyone? There's 18 seasons to choose from. It's
Yep.
just doesn't make any sense, and we're sticking to Dancing with the Stars. So we're gonna help Disney. I don't get
I
it.
don't get it. I
So
don't.
I have nothing on, on Mark. Like, shouldn't it come like the rest of them and maybe be a Wells? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing is I think that he could do perfectly fine. He seems like prime for early round murders for me of just like we're not gonna be able to pin anything on this guy later. He's nice enough, but like that's not doing anything for me.
Yeah, unless like he ends up being like a Pilot Pete.
Mm,
He looks like a follower to me, but I think
okay.
he'll be like in a faithful of the most faithful group is what
I
I
feel like
predict for him.
I feel like with Dancing with the Stars, while I know so many of the pros' names,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about them, and that seems to be not uncommon
Yeah.
amongst even the fans of Dancing with the Stars. And
Yeah.
so I'm wondering if they are more used to taking the backseat role to the celebrities that they are with, and so that creates this personality of reality TV where they might not necessarily be stepping in front of all these much larger personalities that are also around them. And so,
Yeah.
like, maybe they're not trained to be this big personality that we would want on the Traitors.
Well, it brings up a thing that bothers me about this is it's 4 seasons now, and I don't think we've had a woman from Dancing with the Stars.
Sure.
It's just always been men. And if we pick from the women, the first names that come to mind, there's Cheryl. Cheryl is a little bit controversial, not like bad controversy or
Yes.
anything, but she had a high profile marriage and then her ex husband is now dating Chili. And then she had this thing where people are saying she had surgery and she said she didn't. She also worn a lot of, mirror balls. And then we have, I think her name is Karen or Karena, who was with Mario Lopez,
Yep.
and they broke up and there's all that. And I'm like, if we're going to do that and we want some drama, there are people you can pick, but we insist on having a man every single time.
That's, I feel like, one of the things that's not really talked about with the Traitors is I think if you are a man on a different reality TV show, you're going to have a hard, other than the one I'm about to say, like you're going to have it. Sorry, if you're a man on a reality TV show, you're going to have a easier time getting onto the Traitors than a woman who is not a housewife because the housewives are going to have
Mm-hmm.
five of the women's spots. And
Yep.
so good luck if you are from another show. That is
Yeah.
so many less spots on the women's side than there are on the men's. And I'm kind of waiting for the first house husband. I feel like I am, on my housewives journey at the moment. I'm very new, but I'm getting there. And I feel like already I've spotted a couple house husbands that would do just fine.
I'm going to deviate. Tell me about it. Where are you on that journey and
Oh
who
my
have you
God.
spotted?
Okay, so I have been the most casual of Housewives
Okay.
fans for a very long time. I would say
Okay.
that I watched the OC when it first came out, when I was
Mm-hmm.
probably too young to be watching it, when it was still a very different show as well. And I
Mm-hmm.
watched that for probably the first 4 or 5 seasons and then
Okay.
dropped off. I have only really gone beyond where I was for a long time, kind of like, oh, my mom or my sister or my friend is watching this and I'm in the room, so I see
Yeah.
an episode, 2 episodes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am currently binging Salt Lake City for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And while I am in the reality TV sphere, I'm in the Bravo sphere online. I know of a couple of the big story points that come along. I'm
Uh-huh.
still really enjoying that. So I am planning on making my way through that and then jumping into another at some point. I don't know which
Okay.
one, but
Okay.
I don't know. I could see a Seth Marks on here.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I don't know if you're watching Next Gen NYC, which is the
Not
children
yet.
of the housewife. Seth is all over that place just
Yep.
being a man child. So I can see that
Exactly.
wacky doo-doo character on Traders. Okay, that's a good
Yep.
pick. That's a good pick.
Exactly. Yeah. Or but like even because I know that you're going for a big name, like I don't know, I
Mhm.
could see a Joe Gorga showing up. Like, somebody. I don't know that I don't know the lore fully, but like in
Mhm.
terms of name, like I feel like most people know who that is.
Yes, completely agree. And what I've been to BravoCon a couple of times, and no one is happier to be at BravoCon than Joe Gorga.
I
He's
believe that.
out there clapping and shaking hands like he's a politician. So I can absolutely see that. And honestly, the Jersey house husbands, I believe, are the only ones who get paid. So
Oh,
they're very heavily involved in the show.
interesting.
So yeah, so I think that's a good pick. Good
Interesting.
spotting. Good spot.
You
Okay.
know.
We're gonna move on to your boss, Rob Serstanino.
Oh
When I
my
saw
god.
they put Survivor as his, and I'm like, I don't know, should it be rap but I guess people won't know what that is. But I gasped. I put it on my story, and that's when the suggestions came, and I was like, we know who we're rooting for this,
Ah,
but you know him better, so
it feels so bizarre. I mean, now, if he was allegedly filming The Traitor season 4, which they released, but like it was just like it's not that I'm texting Rob every day, but I'm still like, I couldn't if I wanted to, and that feels
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
So it was bizarre having, him gone.
Yeah.
That's my dad, but I love Rob so much. I am so excited to see him on this show. I know it was a big disappointment for a lot of people when he was not on the alleged leaked cast of Survivor 50. I guess actually they
Mhm.
announced that too, whatever.
Yeah.
But and so that was a big disappointment, but Rob was maintaining, no, I'm good. Don't worry about it. We're going to be
Yeah.
okay. And so to see this happen with the Traitors, I always thought that Rob was a possibility. I know he was getting floated around for Dondi a lot. I just wasn't sure
Mhm.
if it was going to happen yet because the
Mhm.
Traitors had not publicly made that same kind of interest known. But I'm so happy that it's happened. It's like a nice, quick little filming schedule. It's honestly perfect for him. I feel like it's
Yes.
going to introduce him to a whole new audience. And I think that Rob is so fun. I'm really excited for Confessional Rob. I'm really excited that it seems like, maybe he's going to bring the looks. That's very important to me. So I'm excited for Rob.
It's so funny when you said the looks because he has that host red ad Kinsey, and I just want to be like, is Kinsey dressing you for that? But yes, honestly, I don't know what to expect because I know him as a host. I know him
Sure.
facilitating these people, and sometimes you have to be in P's and Q's when you interview people, and I don't know if that's going to translate when he's over there in terms of confessional. Like, can he really say what he's thinking because he may or may not have to interview or talk with these people again? But I hope he gets to have fun. I think that's my number one wish for Rob because it's been a while
Same.
that he's been on
That's
that side.
the thing is, so we haven't seen Rob play a game with like real stakes for a long
Yeah.
time. And
Mm-hmm.
so we've seen Rob hosting the podcast. We've seen Rob play in, let's say, like a couple of orgs, or he's played like Among Us with us or random stuff.
Yeah.
So we've seen Rob play games for fun. And I think it's like, oh, is that how Rob's going to function? But I think it's a little different when he is playing for real. Like, I think this
Yes.
is a real show with real stakes, whether it's the money or just the longevity in the game. I think we're going to see a different side to Rob come back out. And I think the place that I have the most faith in Rob is I don't think that literally anyone on this cast can like activate him. I think
Yeah.
that someone could just be absolutely like rude as shit to Rob's face, and
Yeah.
he's just gonna find it funny because it's a
Yeah.
TV moment and he's gonna move along and be
Yeah.
able to work with them moving forward. So I'm super excited. I hope that he gets like a big round table moment. I'm so happy.
And I think we can expect him to just be in a Survivor
Yeah,
alliance immediately. So it's not going to be like a Jeremy, Rob, Tony type situation. This is like everyone's going to rally
yeah.
and they'll be together on
I
that.
don't see any reason why they would not work
Mhm.
together early on. I remember like an event was this like Survivor pre-viewing party thing at Natalie and Jam Jam both were at. Rob was
Okay.
obviously there, so like they know each other. They have good terms, to my knowledge. I mean, unless there's something
Yeah.
behind the scenes, but I think it's all good. And so I don't see a reason why any of them should target each other too early. I feel like the Boston Rob of it all, whether it be turning on the survivors or turning on the Traitors too early, was like a warning shot for this season. Like, don't
Yeah.
do it. It's not worth
Yeah.
it.
I hope so. There's an episode where Rob Chappelle and we're having, and I think Rob just said, "Spit on that thing" or something like
Yep.
that. That's the Rob I want to
Yep.
see
We will. We
on
will.
Traders.
I'm so confident. Like, he has no shame. He will say whatever he thinks is going to make like good TV, and so I am very, very excited. I say God forbid, like it would be a bad thing, but like hopefully he gets in like an argument with the housewife and has great TV, and he comes out on top. But like he's going to be happy about it.
At the very least, I hope he gets a meme too. So,
Yes. Yes.
okay. So we are moving on to Stephen Coletti.
Stephen Coletti, yeah. Everyone is saying, why One Tree Hill? That is Laguna Beach's Stephen Coletti. And for me, that is true. I was in the trenches of Laguna Beach. I was watching Stephen way back in the day. And so
Yeah.
this is such an off the wall pick for me. I can't
Yes.
believe they went in this direction. And I don't know that he's really going to bring the most to the show. He was fine. But he was also kind of like, more of the like plot device for the two main characters in
Yeah.
Kelsey and Kristen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is cool for me as someone who watched him way back in the day,
Yeah.
but I don't know if we're gonna have that same magic necessarily.
I expect Steven to be aesthetically Dylan Efron and character
Mm,
wise Sam.
I can see that.
So expect him to be boring
Yeah.
and just provide eye candy. Assuming he
Yeah.
looks the way he did, because that's, the only thing on here. And also nostalgia. I think they were just playing on that. We're fully like in nostalgia mode. So everyone's just going throwback. And that's all I have for Steven, honestly. I think he's gonna be also most faithful of the faithfuls. If there's a group on there, he's gonna be one of those people that
That's the thing is I don't think you can let Steven get too far because I think people will trust him to a
yeah.
degree in which I would be kind of surprised if he ends up getting voted out towards the end of the game.
Yes.
Maybe in the early game, like a Wells of just like,
Yeah.
everything just gets thrown and no one knows who to vote for. So sure, I'll vote for Steven.
Yeah.
But if you let him get too far, I just think he is just like a nice guy, not super suspicious, and I don't think he's going to be playing super hard in where you can frame him.
Yes, completely agree. Let's move into the housewives. So we have 5 housewives this season because that this is their faves. These are the VIPs of
Yep.
Traitors. And I'll start by saying this: Dorinda is back. Generally, Traitors aside, I hate when shows, scripted, unscripted, listen to the fan noise, listen to the online noise, and try to pander to whatever is being said because we don't know what we want. Everyone's going to say different things. And when you start
Real.
doing that, you lose your DNA, your focus, your vision. I don't think she should have come back. And this is a Housewives
Ooh.
fan. I'm a Housewives fan. The whole thing with Bob the drag queen last season, he absolutely made sense. She got mad that he doesn't know her. I said this on my show. I'm like, listen, unfortunately in America, there are two worlds. There is a world where we call them black famous, and there's some people, Bob don't know that woman from Adam. And it's not a slight, he just doesn't know her. So I know she has main character syndrome and she thinks that everybody knows who she is. The same way he's not mad that she didn't know who he was. So what even is the issue? She got booted out first. That's it. Why are we bringing everyone back that's not Parvati or Kate? That's fine. But
There you go.
but she got booted out. Lick your wounds and keep it moving. I don't know why she's back, and that's my opinion.
For me, I look at the Traders more as like a fun drama meme vibe show than I
Yeah.
do as like this hardcore strategy game. And so
Mhm.
kind of like if Dorinda is going to be good memes, then fine. Like I don't really care, honestly. When if
Yeah.
the producers think there's more there, I would honestly rather have someone who went out super early than someone who we like got to see a full game of like
Uh-huh.
back to back at least. So
Mhm.
like fine. I had been hyped very much on Dorinda by a lot of people. People had been pushing like, no, this is the star. You don't know. And so for me, as someone who like knew the name but knew nothing about her,
Yeah.
I am like, okay, well, I finally get to put that knowledge, that tiny, grain of knowledge that people were putting in my brain
Yeah.
to use. But I don't know. I didn't, as a non yet New York stan, like,
Yeah.
okay, indifferent. This could have been Dorinda or a brand new housewife, and it would have been the same thing to me.
Exactly. And I think my argument for that is there's many of her. In your little watch of the OC, Vicky Gunvalson can easily fill that role.
Oh,
So
I'm terrified of Vicky.
you should be. So
Terrified.
that's my argument. Is like there's many Dorindas, like we don't need to bring her back again because it encourages the bad behavior. Now someone's gonna think this is a prototype and this is what I need to do, and I'll be brought back. So it's just it's not that serious. Like she
I
can come back
agree.
and she can give good TV, but yeah.
And I was a Chanel Ayan stan last season, so I kind of would rather have her back personally. But that's just again operating exclusively off of what I got to see in those first two episodes.
Who are you talking about? I missed that.
Chanel Ayan
Oh,
from
okay.
Real
Yeah.
Housewives of Dubai. I was like, oh, this is like a different personality than we have on the show, and I thought it was super fun. But I don't know, maybe that wouldn't be as fun for like 10 episodes as it was for two. But I was like, all right, whatever.
She was on just enough. Like I actually love
I'll trust you.
Chanel Ann. Like a lot of people, she annoys a lot of people, and she does play it up for the camera. But I think she could have done a little bit more episodes. But yeah, I don't think she needs to
Okay.
come back
One or
again.
two.
She's good.
Very
Okay,
good.
so another housewife we have is Lisa Renna.
Oh, Lisa. Lisa is someone, though, I have not watched all of Beverly Hills. I know
Okay.
Lisa Rinna, and I knew
Okay.
Lisa Rinna before she was ever a housewife. Just
Yes.
from her general reality TV appearances, I had seen her for
Hmm.
quite some time. And then it's just impossible not to see all of the memes, like scenes, drama that gets put on TikTok, Twitter, etc., all of the social medias of
Yeah.
Lisa. So I know her well, despite having not been a big Housewives guy.
Yes.
Myself and Lagori did a like dream casting for the Traitors, and I put
Hmm.
Lisa on there because I knew she was going to bring something to the show,
Yeah.
and so I'm excited that she's here. I don't think it's going to be a successful run for Lisa, but that's fine. I want drama.
Yeah. Not a Renna fan. Great casting pick.
Yep.
Great casting pick. Like she's shameless. She has said it. She would sell anything and do anything for a dollar. She has a big mouth and she will say whatever she needs to say to make good TV. I mean, you come from the soap opera world. This is what you're gonna expect. I have a feeling she might have the Dorinda first season treatment.
I could see it. I could see people like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Like, and
So
no.
yeah. She shouldn't come in hot because that's what Dorinda did. If she can lay low, but I don't think that Rena is capable of laying low.
Nope.
So,
She doesn't have an off switch. Like it's not there. Was the
no.
factory missed that? Um, Lisa is absolutely wild. I think that the moment she wants to be on reality TV, most shows are going to take her because she is kind of made for it,
Yeah.
for better or worse, and mostly
Yes.
worse.
Yes. She's going to be the ringleader of the housewives. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So the next housewife we have is Caroline Stanbury.
Okay.
What do you know of her?
Barely anything,
Okay.
honestly. I know that she was on Ladies of London. I know that she's
Mhm.
now on Dubai, and I've heard
Mhm.
she's fine. I haven't
Mhm.
heard a lot of people coming out here saying like, "No, just wait till you see Caroline."
That's accurate, actually. So, so yeah, that's the thing. Ladies of London. Caroline was a star. Caroline was the British humor, that LVP always tries to tell us about, where it's cutting and it seems rude to
Yes.
us American. And she was great. And then she got divorced, moved to Dubai, and has a way younger husband who has been trying to get her to have a baby. And she's stringing this man along. I think she should be 50 now, and they're not going to have this baby. I don't think she's broken the news to him yet. And on Dubai, I do think she was a letdown. I think
Mm.
she benefited from the supporting cast being very over the top. I mean, you've met Ayan, and I don't think I think again nostalgia played a part. Everyone was expecting the Stanbury from Ladies of London, and I expect her to be like Dorinda. She doesn't take shit. She speaks when she should, but she's also one of those people who's used to having her way. Things just go her way, and people just want to be on her good side with no effort,
Okay.
even given by her. And I just feel like that's what we're going to expect is a Dorinda where she speaks up when she does, but you're just not giving us anything at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the five housewives that we have here, is
Yeah.
she the smallest personality?
Ooh.
I feel like she's the smallest. Like I
Yes.
know the least about her coming
Yes.
in, and so I think that for me, she's probably the smallest name. If that's not true, no shade. But I was wondering if she is also the smallest personality here.
Yes, I think she has the smallest personality. Of course, depending on who you ask, if she's the biggest name or not, because she has stands. Like the people who love Caroline, like love her to death, but I mean, past glory to me. But yes, she is the smallest personality. Like she
Okay.
wouldn't stand. She wouldn't be able to stand in a competition with all these women at a reunion.
Which, to be clear, I think is a good thing for the traders.
Good point.
I think that could be good. So maybe she's gonna like come in like this secret assassin. I don't know that that's the case, but I think that maybe being the smallest personality of the housewives is like exactly where you want to be. on a Traitors
Yeah,
season.
that's true. And to be clear, like just because she's the smallest personality doesn't mean she doesn't have a mouth on her. Like she can be
Yes.
cutting, yes, but we'll see how it plays out because this is the fourth season. So I don't know if people are now going to start coming in with a strategy. I think in the first three seasons, we're seeing people coming as they are and looking for moments. And now I think Dorinda has put the fear of God in them and they want camera time. I
Yes.
don't know if they're going to switch up or just which they're going to pick, you know?
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah.
I think that the meta is like, oh, Phaedra gets put back on the Housewives because of her performance on the Traitors. Like, I think you want to like solidify your further
Yeah.
Bravo appearances from this more than you want to win by far.
Yes, because if you've heard about Dorinda, that being on pause was, oof,
I've heard it's
sets her
quite
off.
contentious. It's quite contentious.
There's nothing like being a housewife. It's everything to these women, and it's yeah, they'll do anything to keep it. Okay. The next one is Candace Dillard Bassett, who is not on pause, but she's not on the show. Neither is Carolyn. Dubai was canceled. But that girl got a mouth.
So I've
I don't
heard. The
no.
hype that was given to me for Dorinda last season, I feel like has been given to me for Candace this season in terms of like, this is who you should be excited for.
Yes, we are going to get confessionals. We are going to get a lot of like one liners. And she's had a baby now. I think that's my only asterisk on that is how is Candace? Because even we don't know because we haven't seen her on TV. She left to have her baby. But the Candace that we know, she's a princess. Some might call like a spoiled child. So we are going to see how this plays out when she's not with her fellow housewives who put her on her toes because Potomac, you got to be ready and got to stay ready. And here, there's a game to play. You have to play nice. And I'm curious to see outside of the housewives who she's going to connect with and what we're going to get
Yeah.
from her as a mommy.
That's the thing. As much as like, okay, I compared it to the hype that I got for Dorinda, but it's a very different hype. I have
Mhm.
heard that Candace is very smart and someone to look out for in this game, and so I am very excited that the potential is there of both like maybe a little bit of a game player housewife and the big
Yeah.
personality. I think
Yes.
that's a super fun combo. So I'm very much looking forward to her. I feel like she's going to be able to hold her own at the round table. I've seen some stuff from Candace online, but
Mhm.
I have not necessarily gotten. I don't think I've seen maybe even a full episode, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
I'm excited for Candace.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't have to be a fan of someone to appreciate what they bring to their world because
For
I
sure.
wasn't even necessarily like a fan of hers. And the commentary on her being smart, that is true. I think the difference is she's plugged into reality TV. She watches reality
Ooh,
TV. She comments just with us on Twitter and is like, has her
I
own
love that.
strategy. So I think that gives her an edge of she's going to recognize people. I don't put it past her to have studied people ahead of time, and I think that's
Sure.
going to come to good use for her.
Nice.
Okay, the final housewife that we have is Portia Williams, who I hear was a replacement for Nene.
I have heard this. I've heard this rumor.
How do I
Now,
say
what are
it?
your thoughts?
I'm trying. Okay, so Nene just went on a podcast on Cynthia's podcast, also a housewife. Wait, Cynthia? No, she was not on Traders. I'm mixing all my shows together. She was on Got to Get Out,
She was. Very different shows.
which I enjoyed a lot. I know you
Okay.
guys didn't really care for that, but I really loved Got to Get Out.
I think Ligori liked it a little more than I did.
There are tweaks, but I liked it.
Yes.
Okay, so she said that she didn't go on because her son has been in the hospital, and we know of her son's,
Oh,
health issues. He had like a transplant or something, so she's been there. I think my only question mark was if she did accept. Her son has been in the hospital all this while, so did she accept or did she expect him to leave earlier? So it's a health issue, so I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to take her word for it and be like, it's not about the money because she's not in good terms with NBC Universal. If they offered it to her, that's an olive branch. So that's great. I don't mind her coming back to the Housewives. I didn't want her to come back because she thought she was bigger and all of that happened. But Portia is a great replacement. Not Nene by any means, but Portia is funny as hell.
I really like Portia. I've gotten to see Portia on other projects as well.
Okay.
So I am very excited to get to see her here, turning back to my screen personally. I'm sure I will get to her on The Housewives at some point. But
Yeah.
for now, I am so excited to see her on The Traitors. I feel like she's super fun. She's a vibrant personality.
Yeah.
And I think this was, if I had had to make a top five picks of people that I had known in the Housewives world, just
Hmm.
from other things, like Portia would have been on my list.
Yes. Yeah, and then the only thing, every time I see Portia, I am astounded by her beauty. I need to stop commenting on it, but like every week I'm just like, once again, Portia is so gorgeous. So
She's
the
really pretty.
looks, the looks, I think she's going to give that to us also. So it'll be interesting to see how they all play together. But I guess my question for you is, of the five women,
Ooh.
which one would be a traitor for you? Or who do you think would be the best pick to be a traitor?
It's tough because sometimes, do you want to go for the like hot mess trader? Like, is that what
Yeah.
you want? Do you want someone to get voted out? But I think with the pattern that the Housewives took last season, in terms of maybe a couple earlier than preferred boots for NBC, I think the best option seems to be Candace, even though I don't know her super well. It
Yeah.
seems like she's going to be able to hold her own at the round table. Seems like
Yes.
she is very smart, is very plugged in. And so I want someone up there who is going to be fighting for the other housewives because it seems like otherwise they are in danger.
Okay. Ordinarily, I would agree with you that Candace should be the one, but I think I would go with Dorinda. I think,
Ooh.
yeah, I think first because people are going to be like, oh, they might not want her to leave early, and they'll be suspicious of her anyways, and she can leave. And I don't hate Dorinda. It sounds like I hate her. I don't. It's just like I find her expendable. If she leaves, that's fine. Why I think maybe Candace should not be is going back to all the seasons. We have had a black woman traitor in
Mm.
most of the seasons, and I think like it might be too obvious where everyone's going to be like, well, we've had one, so why not? We had Suri, we had Phaedra, we had Danielle, we shall not speak of last season. And I just, don't even want all that vitriol that comes with all of that. I mean, not to say never ever, but I'm just like, it might be an obvious choice to the rest of them that I'm just like, let's just go with Dorinda for two layers. Like, we don't want her booted out again. And let's see what she does with it as a traitor.
Interesting.
She's been a faithful already.
My concern is I feel like Dorinda is not going to be a good trader. And so she's going to draw way too much attention to herself too early. And I also think that her being the only returning player of the cast
Yeah.
is going to have people have a lot of eyes on her immediately. And
Yes.
oh, they wanted her back here. Like, why wouldn't they make her a traitor? So I am a little
Yeah.
concerned that the cast might also be thinking that. Now, in order to combat that, do you give Dorinda the traitor's spot so that she's not murdered too early, so that she has some control over who is murdered to better
Murdered.
her position in
Mhm.
the game? I maybe, but I don't know. Is it too obvious? Also, maybe
Yeah.
we're sleeping on one of the other picks. I don't know.
And also, everyone thought Carolyn could not be a traitor, and she was.
That's true.
They could surprise us, and we have no idea,
That's
what's
true.
going to happen. I think if I had to second pick, maybe Carolyn Stanberry,
I
because
thought about
she's
that.
so unassuming to be one. So that would be my second pick,
I
for
could
that.
see Caroline for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Our next pick, we're going across the pond, is Mara Higgins.
Oh my god. I love Morris so much. I'm so excited. And this is where, when I gave it an 8, it's because it's like, oh, Maura Higgins is on the show? 10, done.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I love her so much. For anyone who has not watched Love Island UK,
Hmm.
she is just no bullshit. She will tell you exactly what she thinks. It is the type of
Hmm.
show where you have to match up with someone in order to stay on the show.
Yeah.
And Maura would frequently be like, I don't care. I will go home, but I will speak my piece. And
Yes.
so there were many instances in which the guy she was coupled up with annoyed her. She told them exactly what she thought and just screw you, I'll never talk to you again. So I am very excited to have her here. She has some hosting experience with the
Yes.
after show on Love Island US. I
Mhm.
think that she is a very fun, bubbly personality, but also can very much hold her own in an argument. So I think that Maura is a great pick. I'm a little worried she could get lost like in Ekin-Su from season 2, where she is also a very fun personality who can hold her own
Yeah.
in arguments, and suddenly she just wasn't on the show at all. But in terms of casting, I think Mora has a very high ceiling.
I think it's going to be very important who Mora aligns herself with.
Yes.
I want her with Candace so bad. So bad. I need them to be a duo. Whatever Chriselle and who was the I forgot. Who was else
It's
was
like
in the Chris
Gabby and
Gabby?
Nikki
Yes,
and yeah.
yes, yes. I need that kind of formation to happen. Even if it's just a duo and it's just, Mora and
I will
Candace.
stand.
I am ready for that to happen. I absolutely don't think that she would go the route. I actually think Ekin Su was a little subdued
Which
on
is
her
shocking
season.
because
Yes,
you
yeah,
know Ekin-Su.
she's an actress. I don't
Yes.
know what happened.
Yes, she is.
So yeah, so I'm fully looking forward to this, and I hope that she doesn't try to. And that's the thing that we're saying. A lot of people could come. Mara could be like, oh, "Let me overcorrect and not always speak
Yeah,
my mind," and then you way go on the other side. But yeah, looking forward to that.
me too.
Okay, next person, Donna Kelsey.
Ooh.
I will hand this over to you.
Okay. Do I know Donna Kelsey with any great breadth of knowledge? Like, no. I know Donna in terms of her, like, just in getting posted online constantly. I know that she has like two sons to make the Super Bowl against each other. I think you are a very competitive person to raise two children who end up in the Super Bowl together. I don't think that you do that passively. I don't think that's a thing. So I think Donna is probably going to be a little more competitive than people are going to assume she will be. I think it's like a funny pick. I am wondering how large of a personality she herself has.
Yeah.
I think I have heard it's like decent sized. But I am very interested in what they're going to do with her on the show.
Donna is a blank slate to me. Like you, all we know, she's in the stands. She's Taylor Swift's pseudo mother-in-law, whatever is happening, which for the longest time I thought was a publicity relationship. I still can't believe it's real. Like
I know.
Timothy and the youngest daughter, Kylie.
And Kylie,
It's
right?
real. I digress. But but that's a blank slate to me. But I trust the casting agents. I trust that they cast for a reason. I did not know what to expect with Dylan. I have no idea who Dylan was, and look what he gave us. So I think this is going to be a fun dynamic. Is someone like Dorinda going to go to her like, oh, we're in the same age group, and we bond over being mothers. They love to do that in reality shows. We're mothers. I'm like, okay. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm curious to see who she aligns with. I think that's what I'm also interested to see and how they're going to relate with her
I'm
on
so
there.
curious. Like, is she a
Yeah.
reality TV stan? Does she know these people? Is she walking in completely blind? I have
Yes.
no idea. And I think that that's going to be so important to how this game goes for her. We have
Mhm.
seen the Donna type casting, I would say more so on UK, where there has been like an older woman who maybe people are not necessarily so suspicious of. And then she's
Yeah.
really cutthroat behind the scenes. So I am very interested in, like, does Donna have that in her?
Yeah. Oh man, you just triggered a memory. I just remembered they had that, and she was a traitor too last
Yep.
season.
Who
Ooh.
knows?
Ooh, that would be so good. Okay. So the next person on the list, Kristen Kish from Top Chef.
Ugh.
I sighed because I'm a straight woman, but this woman is so hot. Oh my God. Like, from the moment she was a contestant on her season, I absolutely great choice for her to take over from Padma for Top Chef. And I don't know what she's gonna be like as a player, but I'm just happy to look at her. And the looks, she's on my list for the looks.
I'm a gay man, but this woman is so hot.
Even better.
No, I love Kristen. I have been rooting for her again since day one on Top Chef. I go in and out of my Top Chef watching, but I was
Mhm.
fully checked in on Kristen's season. And so I had long been a fan there. I think that she is like a fun, very smart personality. And so I am
Mhm.
curious to see how it goes for her here. My only concern is I do feel like, unfortunately, Asian women do not necessarily have the best like landing spot on the Traitors. A lot of times people just like very unfairly don't give them a chance in the game, and so I'm a
Yeah.
little bit worried there. But as Kristen as a personality, I think she's so good. This is someone who I definitely could see as a traitor, but I also could see very effective traitor hunter from
Yeah.
Kristen. So
Hmm.
I am excited. I don't think she needed to do this show by any means. She is a full-time host. This is just for the love of the
Yeah.
game. So that to me tells me Kristen is ready to play.
Yes. And I like that direction because she's also one of those people like, oh, why is she doing this? But I feel like she's not a A-list, B-list, celebrity,
Sure.
but I think it's gonna open doors because we see a lot of celebrities are now hosting game shows. Does this mean next season we get Rob Lowe from the floor? But I don't. And there are people that's like, I just love the Traders. I mean, Anna Kendrick is such a fan of the Traders,
Yeah.
and I would think that if they offered it to her, she would come on. But do we want this to be A-list celebrities? Do we want to open that door?
Maybe like can you make an even shorter season of the Traitors? Like, you know,
5 days.
celebrity traitors. That would be so insulting to the regular Traitors cast. So
I know.
maybe that's a thing. Maybe you could do celebrity traitors.
Mm, it'll be hard to get people.
Yeah,
Maybe just be 10 people.
maybe.
And
Maybe.
that's it.
They're
But
doing
yeah,
it in the UK. Maybe that's where you get Anna Kendrick and, the
yeah,
likes.
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put these two people together for the next one,
Okay.
and that's Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir.
Tara and Johnny. I'm very interested in the fact that they cast them as a duo. I think it's probably the right call. We've seen this done with like siblings on the UK or a romantic relationship, whether that was on the UK or US. So, but never
Yeah,
like just besties. We just have little
yeah,
besties. They are right. I think Johnny was in Tara's wedding, I believe.
yeah.
They co-host NBC coverage for the Olympics. So I think that many people are going to know that, and I think it's going to be an immediate target on them where they might have not been super high profile otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Both just they're coming in as Olympians, they're ice skaters, they're fun personalities, but I think the fact that they are a well known duo could be the downfall of one of them early. I think, unfortunately, for Johnny, that is very likely to be him as the larger personality.
You say that, Scally, but we just had a Survivor season where Joe and Eva were a
True.
duo, and oh, you know what? Walk on to the final,
It's
So
true. Who
we
knows?
never know. Um, to me, this was stunt casting. Well, not stunt casting, maybe promo. Just promo the Olympics. The
Sure.
Winter Olympics are next year, like in 6 months. So it's just let's raise the profile, and maybe if they watch them in the traders and they do well, and like you said, Johnny has a higher profile, and maybe we could get some of the younger people, to tune in and see that. I I mean, I haven't seen them in anything. The closest that I've seen about Johnny is I read a lot and I do audiobooks, and he just narrated one of the books, The Favorites,
Oh,
which is about ice skaters, and he played a messy character, basically a Perez Hilton type character, and he
okay.
absolutely killed it, nailed it, finished it, and that's the closest, but that's so niche that not a lot of
Yeah.
people know about that. So this would absolutely raise their profile, and it will be interesting, like you said, to see two besties, two well-known duos. The closest we got was like Danielle and Brittany, and they
Yeah,
still
last
wanted to break
season,
them up.
right?
So we'll see how that goes, but good on them for that casting. 2 for 1 for NBC on that.
I think it makes so much sense. Like, I'm surprised they don't do this more of just like raising their own talents profile.
I don't, I would kill to be in the room when people make these decisions for certain things. And the first room I will go into is Jeff's for Survivor. But again, I digress. Again, I digress. Um, okay. So wait, what if we have a traders duos? Is
It's
that too
possible.
much?
I
Okay.
mean, I wonder. I don't actually love the idea of making one half of a duo a traitor. I think that it's almost like
Mm,
too OP. You already have each other in the game, and now
mm-hmm.
you're also going to have one of you in the turret. I think it is. It should work out just like way too heavily in your favor if you play it correctly. So I think I'm generally against if you get recruited. Like, good for you, but I don't know that I need them as traders necessarily.
Mm. Okay. All right, that's fair. Our next person is Tiffany Mitchell from Big Brother. 10 of a 10.
I am so excited. I feel like we got to see Tiffany on the challenge, and she did well there. You know, she did.
Yeah.
She played that game, but I don't think that's the game for Tiffany as much as she enjoyed her time. I think the Traitors is Tiffany's spot, and I think
Yes.
Tiffany is going to be well suited in whatever role they put her in. I'm very excited. I think great casting from the Traitors and NBC to take Tiffany, again, a newer name to reality television, but
Yeah.
definitely one who is completely worthy of showing up over here.
I just want to say, like, I feel like Tiffany didn't do so well because of cachet, a whole different story, but she might have gone further because of that. 10 of a 10, give me 14 of Tiffany's on this show. This is for her. And I want her to do well. And also, I don't think anyone's going to recognize her game except maybe Jam Jam and Natalie. But I'm also hoping that they adopt her into the Survivor fold with Rob,
Yeah,
and then she has a chance. Because if people know what she's capable of, if they know, oh, Candace might know about the cookout. But I also, as an aside, I'm thinking about Candace. Candace might be the kind of person who might have a cookout rule and is like, I'm not going to vote out someone, but she might also be like, I have to think about it's a game and I have to put my emotions aside. So I'm again curious to see how Tiffany does because Tiffany is charming also.
yeah. It's true. I am curious to see the Tiffany and Rob dynamic. I feel like
Mm,
she knows he's a gamer. She knows he knows her game very well. And while I think the relationship is really good, I think that Rob was
yeah,
nothing but very complimentary of Tiffany's game. And I
yeah,
think that Tiffany has, been super supportive of the podcast, etc.
yeah,
I am wondering, is it going to be as close of a relationship as you would think? I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, because that's the thing. That's why I want them to align. Because if they're
Me
not
too. Yeah.
aligned, they're gonna go after each other. They're both gonna be suspicious
Yeah.
of each other, and Rob knows what Tiffany's capable of.
And
So
I have faith in both of them to recognize that, like for them to sure things up on day one. I
yeah,
am, fingers crossed. I think that
yeah,
they know that they should go to each other pretty quickly and just like there's absolutely no point in taking shots at each other early on because I really do think like there are only five, right, CBS people here,
yeah,
and one of them goes, like the dominoes are going to start to fall.
yep. I mean, Big Brother and Survivor are cousins. Just put it
Yeah.
all together and be family. I'm excited for this one, and is Monet Exchange.
I love Monet. Another one where I was just like, perfect casting, 10 out of 10. I'm
Yes,
so excited. Monet is one of my favorite queens of all time.
me too.
I love her. I'm so excited. Had, seen her in New York before she was ever on Drag Race. And so now she's on
Oh,
the Traitors, finally, playing a strategy game like she has wanted to all along. And so I
yeah.
am very, very excited for Monet. I am only sad in that I wonder if they will make Monet a traitor after they just made Bob a traitor last season. I'm not sure, but I am very excited for her nonetheless.
I think it's a lose-lose either way. I
Yeah.
hope they don't make her a traitor, but I think everyone recency bias is going to
Yep.
be like, "Well, you just look like the personality," and I hope she goes far.
Me
Like
too.
that is a personality. I'm still mad. She's the one that got the shared win
Yep.
when they were trying. I'm like, what? Let me stop digressing. I'm like PTSD. But yes, I hope she gets her moment to shine. I think again that she's going to be someone on Candace's team. And I'm just curious to see what they're going to do. Oh, we're going to have good confessionals
I
this
am
season.
so excited for the confessionals.
So, okay.
And I just Monet excites me so much. Like Monet lies for fun. Like this is what she does. She's such a gaslighter. She is such a gamer, and so I'm very excited. Like I know that she plays strategy games for fun. She lies for
Yes.
fun just because she thinks it's funny. On whether it be the pit stop or whatever else. Sibling rivalry. She's going to lie to your face because she thinks it's funny. I don't know if that will be well suited for here, but at least she has the skills.
And that's the thing. Seeing how it played out for Bob the Drag Queen. Going back again, are we going to adjust and tweak a little bit of things or are we going to be ourselves and No, she doesn't need to audition for House of Villains. I feel like that's the new thing, Scally. Everyone's
Yes.
auditioning. Like Mistress right now is just auditioning for House of
Yep.
Villains, and it's like, all right, Candy Muse was just so blatant, like
Yep.
so yeah. So I think she's above that. She's more successful and doesn't need to do House of Villains. So you know,
I don't think that's the spot for Monet. I do not
no,
think of villain and think
yeah,
Monet in any way,
yeah,
shape, or form.
yeah, agreed. So excited about that. Not excited about the next person, and that is Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, not my guy. Ready for him to be murdered first. Yeah, just not a fan whatsoever. I'm annoyed that he's on the cast. I feel like he is extremely vocal about the housewives and very critical of many of them. I have seen arguments that he has been in with housewives on Watch What Happens Live. So I am hopeful that those housewives just get him right up out of here because a big pass.
I shouldn't be shocked, but I am shocked that
Yep.
NBC just, it's basically a big fuck you to everybody. And it's like, we don't care. We're
Yeah.
still going to do this. And I get it. Dancing with the Stars does this when they cast people, as the stars. And it's like, is it really necessary? And before all this, he wasn't always like this.
Hmm.
I just knew him as like a fan. He's always at BravoCon. He hosts some of the panel. And then things took a turn. I guess the whole country took a turn and he turned with it. And it's just like ridiculous that he gets to come here and think that. And I wonder if that's going to come up. And once again, I
I
don't know
wonder.
if Candace is going to be the person to just avoid him, like literally just walk past him and not want to
And
say anything.
the problem is, I just don't think he's going to let people avoid him. Like, I really think he is just going to if he catches someone avoiding him, he's going to follow them around and annoy them. Yeah, I'm good.
I think the thing for me is like I see him as creating a lot of chaos. And it's fine to have a villain, it's fine to create chaos, but in his case, I'm gonna see it as real life chaos and it's not gonna be fun for me to
Yep,
watch. I'm just gonna be like, get out of here. So here's to hoping that he's out really quickly and
please.
we get vengeance for whatever he did to Kenya on What
Yep,
Happens Live. Okay, so a fun casting for me is Rob from Love Island USA.
Rob Roush. Yes, Rob is an interesting one because there is a massive, massive, massive fan base for Love Island season
Mhm.
6 to the point where I was like, I'm surprised they didn't invent time travel to get them on Trader season 3. Like
Yeah.
they are so popular. They have a spinoff now coming out of Beyond the Villa, where a very large majority of the important cast members of Love Island are going to be on it, but
Yeah.
not Rob. And so I was left questioning that for some time. And part of my brain had been wondering, is he going to be on the Traitors instead? Are they holding him for that?
Yeah.
Has he just made it clear that he only wants to be here? But I think Rob is a very good casting choice here. As I had said, Rob was playing the Traitors when he was on Love Island. Like is constantly thinking, his brain is moving, he is smooth in a way that I'm sure will turn some people off but really draw other people in. So I think Rob is a very obvious casting choice for
Yeah.
this show, but also a good one.
Yeah. I heard that Rob is not on the spinoff because he doesn't live in LA, and I don't think that matters. Get an
Yeah,
Airbnb or
he
something.
said it feels inauthentic, and so for him,
Mm,
because they had talked about, supposedly, I had just seen that they did a live talking about it, and it was like,
yeah.
well, they talked about potentially filming in Australia or in Vegas or in LA, and it was
Yeah.
just it feels inauthentic, and many of them just were willing to look past that because
Yeah.
apparently they just planned a bunch of events for them to be doing, and that's why they were there.
Yeah.
But Rob was like, not for me. I'm gonna move along.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Good casting because of all the guys from season 6. I mean, besides Cordell and who was busy anyways. Um, he's an arresting character
Yep,
because even though he was doing villainous things, he was still charming. He's like Nick to me this season.
yep.
Nick can get away with anything. He just flashes a smile and everyone's like, "Ah, Nick." So I
Mhm.
think it'll be interesting to see how he uses his snake charming charms to work
Literally.
in the Traders. And something I am looking forward to in the Traders is some kind of love connection. It's the timing's not right,
Ooh.
the casting's not right. I don't think there's any single person in Rob's age group this season.
Interesting. I mean, is Rob going to stay in his age group? I don't know.
That's funny. But it's funny because if this was Big Brother, they love them as showmans. And it's interesting that Traders is not leaning towards that, where if you cast a bunch of, hot single people, where could that lead? Where someone has to choose between the alliance and the person that, you know, they like. Are you watching Destination X, by the way?
I am not yet. It's kind of been the type of thing for me where I have so much going on, especially with Love Island and
Yeah.
us doing the challenge rewatch. I have
Yeah.
been like, anything else, if it's really good, I'll binge it.
Yes. Yeah. It was a slow burn for me. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not a spoiler, but Josh leaving first.
good here.
It's so funny to me because it's just so Josh.
Oh, my guy Josh. I was pulling for him.
Oh man, you are a Josh guy. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
You'll come
But
around.
I don't think so. But I mean, the show has gotten better. For me, I lost my train of thought of what I was trying to say about it. But yes, I'm happy to see Rob and curious to see what personality we're gonna get this time around. Okay, we have two more. The last,
Ooh.
second to last is Ian
Oh my god. I'm so
Terry.
excited for Ian. I feel like, yeah, we got Ian on Big Brother All Stars, but like, did we at the same time? Because he was purposefully laying back, trying to let the game pass him by until he could get further in the game and turn it on. And so, and he didn't really get to that point, unfortunately, because people knew too much about him. I think that there are plenty of other big names on this cast, and it's also such a different game that I'm excited to see what Ian can do here.
That season doesn't count in my memory. FYI,
Go
those are
on.
just they say it happened. Okay, sure. Um, Ian is a threat, but I
Yeah.
don't think they know that. Now Tiffany knows that. Rob knows that. And how is this going to play out? Ian doesn't necessarily have the charm of the rest of them. I don't know if he's going to have a bunch of friends or if he's going to be part of the most faithful of the faithful group or march to the beat of his own drum. I just feel like, I mean, 5 years is not a long time, but it's just been a while since we've seen
Yeah.
him on TV. How is he going to readjust to it's not quite Big Brother, which he's used to? So I'm hoping that he readjusts quickly, which I have faith, all faith that he can do that. But you know how we said Tiffany is kind of a threat, mastermind, Big Brother. Who do you think is more dangerous, Tiffany or Ian?
Hmm. I think it's I think it's Tiffany.
Mm,
And for a couple reasons. I think that Ian is somewhat limited in a number of allies on this season. I think that he comes in probably being lesser able to connect with some people. I just don't know if I see it for like Ian and the Housewives being like,
yeah,
close allies in
yeah,
where I could see Tiffany maybe slotting in with some people.
yeah,
I could see Ian having a decent relationship with some other people, but I'm just trying to look around here thinking like, who is Ian's number one, two, and three? And I
yeah,
don't have an obvious pick for that yet. I also think if he comes in and people clock that he's really smart,
yeah,
they may have an immediate target on him that, like, whether it be warranted or not,
or not.
so that's where I worry. But I think Ian, like, is dangerous. Don't get me wrong. If you let him
Yeah,
get too far, definitely could do super well. And, people wouldn't have necessarily thought that, like, Ian and Brittany were going to be besties on Big Brother 14, and yet they were.
yes,
So maybe he comes in and is just charming to a couple people and he finds his really tight group,
yeah,
or the fact that he is publicly not as well connected might not be
hmm,
super threatening. Maybe it's like
yeah,
we can leave Ian in because, like, who does Ian have?
yes,
If he has just a small number of really tight people, that might even be better.
yes. So Ian to me is a combo of Bergie
Mm.
and Dylan Efron.
I could see that.
So and the smarts and all that. And I think how Bergie got close with Phaedra. Phaedra just had a soft spot for Bergie. And I think, like you said, if someone just does that with Ian and he just has his number one person, that's gonna help him out a lot. And then we'll see how he goes. And if he's smart enough, he'll funnel his ideas through someone else. It's not my idea. Just make them think that it's yours, and they'll be the one to get the heat for whatever it is that he's thinking.
Yeah. I could see it. I could see it. Yeah, I was not sure that I was coming in here thinking that Ian was coming in with the most win equity on the board, but I
Mhm.
have to re-question it.
Yeah. I think, the smaller he gets, the harder it is to hide. And that's what happened to Carolyn because I was so sure she was winning. I really was sure she was winning, but things happen.
We'll see.
Okay. Our final person is Colton Underwood.
Wow, going out on a high note, huh? No, Colton. Huh. Yet another person where I'm kind of like, why?
Why?
Um, I get it in terms of the size name that Colton is in the reality TV sphere. I feel like you say Colton Underwood, and even people that are not Bachelor fans know who that is. Unfortunately, I think if you are a Bachelor fan, or maybe even if you're not, you know some of the stuff like he's stalking his ex that maybe makes us
Hmm.
not super excited to see Colton. So
Yeah.
I would prefer he's not here, though, unfortunately, I think he could do rather well.
Not speaking for a community, I just, if we're gonna have gay representation, Colton, I just,
You can
why?
speak.
I just why
Yep.
I think I don't understand it. I know we've said it a lot of the times, like we don't know why this person was cast, what they're bringing to it. I have watched Colton in every single iteration, Bachelor in Paradise, all of it. His own reality show on Netflix.
Oh, I
I
didn't watch
still don't get it. See, he does not have a personality. He's good at
I
yeah.
agree.
And so it's just outstanding to me that we had everyone to choose from, and then this is who we chose, and I don't know what he's bringing to the
Yeah.
table.
Um. That, nope. No, not for me. Ask the next person. Because he's here. Like I know who he is, and I think lots of people know who he is. I think lots of
Yeah,
people don't know necessarily his personality or his history or et
yeah,
cetera. It's just like, oh, that's the gay bachelor. Like that's what
yes,
they know.
hmm,
And so I guess having a short little tagline like that a good number of people are going to know is probably appealing. But I think there were better picks, both from we could find other gay men and we could find other bachelors.
yes. It's not going to be a Gabby journey, that's for sure. So we're not going
Mm-mm.
to get that from him. But I do think the one thing Colton might be good at is playing like he's like a innocent person. I would never lie. Like he would show on my face, and there might be people who eat it up because they don't know. They don't know
Yep,
him and they don't know what to expect. So
I could see
okay.
it.
All right, so we've gone through the entire cast. And so my question to you now is if you had to pick three traders, I mean, they gave us four last time, which is one too many, but you can have a bonus person. Who are the three people that you will pick to start out as traders?
Oh my god, this is so hard.
It is.
Only three. It's scary. I feel like it's so hard to balance. Where like, do you want to be picking housewives because there were none last season? Do you want to be picking CBS people because they usually pick too many of them?
Yeah.
I have four people on my like pretty firm short list. So I'm gonna cheat.
Okay.
I'm gonna cheat. I am going to go. I said of the housewives who I thought would make a good pick. I think Candace would make a good pick.
Okay.
I would be pretty happy with Candace.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say someone else who I think I said would make a pretty decent trader. Give me Kristen. I feel like Kristen would be a
Ooh.
decent trader. And I like when they pick outside of the box picks. And I think
Yeah.
Kristen would be fun there. And then, I'm going to do the CBS representation. I'm going to pick it. I think Natalie would be my pick for trader. I think that she is someone who would probably be better served by the trader role, in that I think it would encourage her to take more of a backseat than she
Okay.
otherwise might as a faithful. And I also think that she is very strategic where she can pull it off. And
Okay.
my question mark is, what do we think about Rob Roush as a trader?
I have him on my list.
There we go. Those are the four I'm looking at. I'm definitely open to others. I think there are lots of very good picks on this cast, but I feel like if I had those four, we could get a good season.
Yeah, I agree. I think that for traders, I know they always put like big characters, and I always feel like it should be unassuming characters, but unassuming characters who can also speak up.
Yep.
And, finding that balance is really hard. So, who I have, I know I said Dorinda, but for shits and giggles, I'll take that out. And I will say, let's do Lisa Renna. Because
Ooh.
you give Lisa power and she's like, I got power. I'm going to be drunk on this shit. And let's
Do
see
you
what
want to
she
watch the
can
crash and
do. Yes,
burn?
with that, who she's fighting with. Let's do Donna Kelsey. Because no
Ooh.
one's expecting it. No one knows what to expect. No one knows what she's going to bring. And she's just a sweet Travis Kelsey's mommy. And, I don't want traders who people are going to like be gunning for immediately. I need them to go a little bit
Sure.
away. Let us go Colton Underwood, Scally. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. Because he's gonna fake like, oh, he could never be, and people are gonna be able to tell that he is. But I want to see what he can do. I want to see him go against Renna,
Yeah,
really,
that'd be good.
and I want to see Renna eat him up.
That would be good.
And my last person is. Oh wait, I only picked 3.
That was your three.
Oh. You know what? Do we have more women or men? For men, let's run out. I think Johnny Weir.
Johnny Weir. I could see it. I could
Only
definitely see it.
because he has a best friend. He's gonna have to lie to her too. If he's a traitor, and she's gonna be like,
Yep.
"Are you a traitor or not?" And he has to be able to protect her and not, give it away. Are you gonna stay true to the friendship? And he's also not gonna take any shit. And also, anyone against Renna, I want to see that. So those would be the 4 that I think I will have out there as
I
traitors.
think those are super fun picks. I'm especially imagining, frankly, all 4 of them. Like when they vote out Donna Kelsey and she's like, I was a traitor. Like, holy crap, that's a moment. That is
Yeah.
a moment.
Yes, absolutely. So this was so much fun, Scally. Like, thank you for coming
No,
by.
please. This was super fun. I have been very excited since the moment you asked me. And so I very much appreciate you having me in to talk about the traders. What an honor.
Yeah, you're welcome. So before we go, can you share with people where they can find you?
All right. So if you're looking for more of me on podcast, you can go over to the Free Agents podcast. That's where me and Matt Lagori are talking about the challenge, including an old school rewatch of all those old seasons and the new season 41, which is about to come out. And I also am talking Love Island with Kirsten. We are doing, obviously, this current USA season and about to start covering the spinoff of Beyond the Villa. Rob will not be there, but many of the other Love Island season 6 cast members will be. Anything else I'm doing on Twitter at Brian_Scally, on Blue Sky, Brian Scally, on Twitch, B Scally. I don't know. Go find me at all those places.
Woo! You know where to find me, guys. It is AltarCall MAFS. That's on Instagram, on Blue Sky, on Threads, and on Twitter. And please give me a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It really helps the podcast. And until next time, guys, talk to you then. Bye.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.